"Stop crying," or "I'll give you something to cry about." You heard that as a child. Maybe you've even said it to your own kids. It sounds harmless, like discipline, like tough love. But psychologists have discovered something devastating about these casual phrases. They don't just hurt in the moment. They rewire the developing brain, and the damage can last decades. Here's what most parents don't realize. Children's brains are like wet cement. Every word leaves an imprint. Every phrase shapes neural pathways. Developmental psychologist Dr. Dan Siegel explains that repeated emotional experiences actually change brain structure. When parents use certain phrases consistently, they're not just communicating, they're programming. The scary part? Most toxic phrases sound normal, responsible even. The parents who say them genuinely believe they're helping, teaching, preparing their children for a harsh world. But the psychological research tells a different story. Let me walk you through 5 common phrases and what they actually do to a child's mind. Number 1. Why can't you be more like your brother? This seems motivational, like it should inspire improvement. But comparison creates shame. Psychologist Brené Brown spent decades studying shame. She found it's the most destructive emotion for self-worth. When parents compare children, they teach a brutal lesson. You are not enough as you are. Your value depends on matching someone else. Children internalize this. They grow up believing love is conditional, performance-based, earned through achievement. As adults, they become people-pleasers, perfectionists, or never satisfied with their own accomplishments because they're always measuring against an impossible standard. The brain learns, I must be someone else to be loved. Number 2. You're too sensitive. Parents say this when children cry too easily, react too strongly, feel too much. It sounds like helpful feedback. But you're actually teaching emotional suppression. Dr. John Gottman, who studied families for over 40 years, found that dismissing emotions damages emotional intelligence. When you tell children they're too sensitive, you teach them their feelings are wrong, that their internal experience can't be trusted. These children grow into adults who can't identify their own emotions. They disconnect from their inner world. They struggle in relationships because they never learned that feelings are valid information. And the brain learns, my emotions are a problem. Number 3. I do everything for you, and this is how you repay me? This phrase weaponizes guilt. It teaches children that love is transactional, that they owe a debt for being cared for. But parenting isn't supposed to be a loan. It's not an investment expecting returns. Children who hear this develop what psychologists call toxic guilt. They feel responsible for their parents' happiness, their parents' sacrifices, their parents' disappointments. As adults, they carry crushing responsibility for everyone around them. They can't say no, can't set boundaries, can't prioritize their own needs without drowning in guilt. The brain learns, I am a burden. Number 4. Stop being so dramatic. When children express big emotions, parents often want to minimize them, calm them down, and get back to normal. So they dismiss the feeling as drama, as exaggeration, as performance. But here's what attachment research shows. Children need their emotions validated to develop secure attachment. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of emotionally focused therapy, explains that when caregivers consistently dismiss feelings, children learn the world is emotionally unsafe. These children grow up alexithymic, unable to express emotions effectively. They bottle everything until they explode, or they shut down completely. They struggle to ask for help because they learned their pain doesn't matter. The brain learns, my struggles are invalid. Number 5. You'll never amount to anything if you keep this up. This seems like a wake-up call, a reality check. But it's actually a curse. The psychologist Martin Seligman discovered that children who hear negative predictions about their future develop learned helplessness. They stop trying because they believe failure is inevitable. These predictions become self-fulfilling prophecies. The child internalizes the belief, acts accordingly, then proves the parent right. Not because the parent was accurate, but because belief shapes behavior. The brain learns, I am destined to fail. Here's what makes toxic phrases so damaging. They're repetitive. One comment doesn't destroy a child, but hearing the same message hundreds of times, that becomes identity. That becomes the voice inside their head they hear for the rest of their lives. Dr. Tina Payne Bryson, who co-wrote The Whole Brain Child, explains that children develop their sense of self through parental reflection, when they see themselves in their parents' words. If those words are critical, shaming, dismissive, or hopeless, that's the self-image they carry into adulthood. The good news: awareness changes everything. Parents who recognize these patterns can change them. Apologize for past harm. Model different communication. It's never too late to give children a new message. Instead of comparison, celebrate uniqueness. Instead of dismissing emotions, validate them. Instead of guilt, offer unconditional love. Instead of minimizing, create safety. Instead of prophecies of failure, speak possibility. Words create worlds inside children's minds. The most powerful thing a parent can do is choose those words carefully. Speak life, speak worth, speak potential. Because the voice you give your child becomes the voice they hear forever. But if you grew up hearing these phrases, understand this: those words were about your parents' limitations, not your value. Healing begins when you recognize the difference. And if you're a parent who said these things, forgiveness starts now. Awareness is the first step toward change. For more insights into how childhood shapes adult behavior, check out the video on screen about people who avoid posting photos online. You'll discover how early messages about visibility and worth affect social behavior decades later. Follow for psychology that helps you understand yourself and break generational patterns. The words we speak today echo for generations.